all of the machinery maintenance
Mm-hmm.
because it really helps. How many clients I've had, they keep an Excel spreadsheet or there's some document on the wall that's, hey, you know what, I checked it last Tuesday, signed off on it. And while that has always worked in the past, it doesn't help with predictability. And I think to your point of when you have the AI in there, it can start looking for trends. It can see, hey, there's so many hours on this machine that it's pulling from something else and can bring that in. There's also ways that it can make sure that if you know some type of maintenance that's going to pop up because of what you've told AI to start measuring for you, you can make sure to have parts on hand. There's a lot of things that I've seen that help. And I think it's really cool for the small business so they don't have to kind of ride by the seat of your pants hoping, hey, I hope the machine didn't go down today. Or if I do take it down, is that going to disrupt my line? And I think AI has helped with that predictability too of if I know I'm going to have to take machines down over the next couple of weeks on and off, I can adjust the line to know for that. So it's a seamless transfer and we're not getting behind.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that that's so critical. And, looking at this specific case study, especially in an emerging marketplace, which is renewable energy, having that ability to have that predictive and quality control over your assets. So your predictive maintenance when it comes to equipment is so critical. And it's not a complicated, as long as you work with an established vendor and have a team helping you, it's not a complicated AI to implement, right? It's something that is definitely a great kind of speed to value type of business case that you can utilize in just that one business unit. So I love that example. If you worked on that or you're in renewable energy, I'd be curious to hear from you and Chrissy's comments to see if that's something that you've seen as well. But another one I have in here, which I chose a tax one because I had to give you
because why not? I mean, that's where we sit 3/4 of the time. I love that world.
And they have like a really cool name. So it's called Notice Ninja. And it's actually here in the US, it's Phoenix based, so Southwest United States. And they use AI to automate tax notice processing, streamline compliance, and reduce manual errors. This has really saved them a ton of time and enabled kind of proactive financial planning. So not only for their clients, automating the tax notice, hey, taxes are due, or way more about that than I do, but also the compliance piece, which is huge for this industry, especially here in the US, making sure that you're understanding how to be compliant. And not only that, but where's your compliance documentation? Where does that live? How can you access it quickly in an audit to make sure that you are giving whatever audit organization all of the information that you need to do? And then lastly, reducing those manual errors. So creating an AI that's customized, you working with a vendor, creating an AI that's customized to manual errors that you've seen in your processes after process mapping, right? So that's one that I think is definitely in the financial world, just looking at how can I decrease manual errors and automate, notices is a huge piece that just gets those manual pieces off the table.
Yeah, it is. And I think this is a part of the accounting industry that I'm really excited for too, of how much change is coming into it and how AI is being utilized, but also technology as a whole in the accounting industry. I think specifically to this is you do see, and there has been so much manual data input, and how is AI going to be able to extract out of different documents that people provide and upload that information in, whether it's to a tax software, whether it's into something else. I've seen that. And then with just the compliance of, how are we going to flag compliance issues? How is AI going to come into software or your own processes to say, hey, you know what, this is a potential red flag here. There's going to be discrepancies. You need to handle it. I mean, you look at, I know some people when you're on the individual side, you're using TurboTax and you're filing your taxes, and it will go in there and say, hey, you can't move past this step because there's some type of discrepancy. And there's that type of stuff. That's more just the software side. But
Mhm.
how will AI, kind of come into that in the future and maybe tell
Mhm.
you, oh, you should go over here, pull from this document, and also spotting errors that, not to say that the tax software doesn't find it, but maybe there's a different set of algorithms that run in the background that's,
Mhm.
hey, did you think about this tax credit? Let's take you here. And then again, with all of the notices that you spoke to, of making sure that those are coming on time, you're not paying penalties or going through audits because you're seeing those come and you're taking care of them in that time frame.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that almost employee level individual process is a great opportunity for AI, where it's kind of following you and just flagging things like little tips. I think, like, especially our generation that grew up with Clippy, we have a little bit of like PTSD. And I'd love to hear in the comments again, do you know what Clippy is? Because every time I have these conversations, I'm always like aging myself. But when we had Clippy, that always was popping up there being like, you're doing this wrong, right?
Yeah.
So we've come a long way since Clippy when it comes to those processes and creating those efficiencies that are less like shaming you, like Clippy did, and more like talking you through, where can you find this, where can you source this, or where can you flag this compliance issue, especially at like just the observation deck. And it's less like intrusive to employees' processes, and it's more being reframed as an enhancement to the process,
Mhm.
making your job easier for you as opposed to kind of that watchdog software that nobody wants.